excited to be able to offer for sale Nikau, a Bavaria 50 cruiser. Like many people, we began dreaming of quitting the rat race and sailing away with our family on a worldwide adventure. This dream became a reality for us when we purchased Nikau in May 2017 and flew from New Zealand to Sardinia, Italy, to begin our adventure with our family of 5. We've recorded our journey from start to finish on our YouTube channel, Sailing Nikau, so you can follow all of her adventures on there as well. We started with 2 seasons in the Mediterranean, exploring firstly Italy, then Greece. We completed many additions and upgrades over the first winter. Then we were off to explore Turkey, Crete, Malta and Tunisia, finishing in Spain before crossing the Atlantic to do 3 months in the Caribbean. In May 2019, we crossed from Panama to the Pacific. We are so pumped to show you French Polynesia over the next couple of months. Alright guys, we made it! Woo! How pumped are we? We pretty pumped? Yes! Naomi!
We're all eating it.
Yeah! Sugar! Woo! Yeah! Learn the horse!
So good. After 18 days from the Galapagos, we made it to French Polynesia.
Having a fantastic season exploring French Polynesia, the Cook Islands, Niue and Tonga before returning to New Zealand in October 2019. Nikau is fully equipped and ready for cruising anywhere in the world. We've loved the last season here in Fiji with 333 islands to explore. It is the perfect place to buy a boat, learn how to sail and start the adventure for yourself. Nikau has been left at Musket Cove in the capable hands of Anna from Nautilus Yacht Management, and she's there ready to answer any questions that you might have.
So here we are this morning at Musket Cove, finally meeting the Nikau family. I'm sure everyone's heard about you guys, so yeah, we're really happy that you're not going to New Zealand, you're staying here. We're gonna get to meet you and look at your beautiful bat, Nikau, which is right here, ready for us.
Well, it's really cool to be here at Musket Cove. It's the perfect place to leave Nikau. It's a bit sad for us. We've been on this boat for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, we brought her in 2017. She's taken us halfway around the world, all the way to New Zealand and then back here. We just love exploring Fiji. There's 333 islands here. We think it's a great place to leave Nikau and another family can jump on and just enjoy all that Fiji has to offer without going down into those horrible cold latitudes of New Zealand, which we don't want to do again either. Yeah. So we're just flying back. It's an easy place to fly into and it's a great place to have a boat.
Yeah,
and there's like heaps of teenagers and kids just everywhere, you know? It's just so good.
Definitely been fun for the kids here. There's a lot of other families on boats, so it's a great place to meet other cruisers from all over the world and a really easy place to learn how to sail and get into the groove of the cruising life.
So Nikau is a turnkey boat, all ready to rock and roll. We've kept her pretty good, I've got to say.
We've done a lot of upgrades since we've owned her, but we'll be showing you all that on the tour.
Yeah.
David, what do you like most about living on a boat?
Just love the swimming. It's just so nice and the water's always so clear and warm.
We're about to go on a stingray snorkel.
Take my mind away.
Yeah, it's just lots of fun stuff to do as well. There's good surfing and kiting here in Musket Cove and Fiji and stuff. And yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah, gosh, you guys are gonna miss it.
Yeah.
We have to come back again in like a year.
Totally.
Maybe 6 months.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have had a lot of holidays here in Fiji, being Kiwis, but it's totally different being on a boat to just sitting in a resort. There's so much to explore, and the locals are so friendly, but like David said, the surfing, the diving, the kite surfing, it's a great combo of everything here in Fiji. So
I'm kind of itching to get into a project again. You might wonder why I'm selling it. Like, we've had 5 years of this now, and And I think it'd be cool for the kids to get back on land and do a bit of school. They've been doing homeschooling, which has been the best thing in the world. It's been just the alternative education's been so amazing. But it's time for a bit of a change for us. It's sad, but it's also exciting.
Yeah. So we just want, rather than, you know, her sitting here on her own, we want another family to make the most of her and enjoy her.
Yeah,
So,
she'll make a family very happy, that's for sure. She's all ready to go, and
she totally is.
and she's perfect for a large family too, with 5 cabins as well.
5 cabins. One of the main reasons we brought Nikau was because we have 3 children, and we figure if you're living in a small space like a yacht, it's really important for every child to have their own space rather than
Plus have all
sharing
the
cabins.
friends too, right? There's been sometimes where we've had like 13 people stay on the boat because there's just that many cabins, and when they don't have their friends, we've got a lot of spare room to put kite boards and dive gear and all of the fun stuff.
We wanted each kid to have their own room, we wanted our own room, and we wanted somewhere for guests, because like people want to come visit you here in beautiful paradise.
Exactly.
So that's why we were particularly keen on the 5 cabin version ourselves. The other reason that we bought Nikau originally was the fold down platform at the back, which is amazing for swimming, for diving, for fishing. We love that. I mean, there's heaps of other great things about her, but a lot of boats don't have those 2 features, and that was a big deciding factor for us in buying her, and we have really loved her layout. We've loved so many things about her.
Yeah, she's a Bruce Farr design, isn't it?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, so Bavaria hired Bruce Farr. The whole layout of Bavaria really changed. The design really changed. Everything got over-engineered. So German engineering with fantastic design, and so you'll see as we cruise through it that everything's really functional. It's spacious, it's a lot bigger than it looks from out here, and because of that width, she's beamy, she's nice and flat at anchorages when other monohulls are rocking around. We're not rocking. 90% of the time you're at anchor, you know, but because of that extra beam, she sails fantastically upwind too. We can push like 32 degrees when other boats are, particularly cats, are not going anywhere near there. So it's pretty cool.
For a monohull, she's particularly roomy. I think that's because being a German boat, Germans are very tall people.
Oh yeah, true.
So Bavaria is
we're really short, but if you're tall, it's a good boat.
You're not that short.
We always have tall visitors that come in and go, oh my goodness, I can't believe I can fit through these doorways. Everything is designed to have lots of space, particularly people are amazed with how light she is. She's got a lot of light coming in, a lot of width, a lot of room, a lot more than most monohulls. So she's cool.
At anchorages.
Heaps of patches.
Yeah. So you never get hot. We do.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
A lot of hatches.
A lot of windows,
bunch of airflow.
different angles, which is really important.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Let's show you aboard.
Right,
Give you a tour.
let's go.
So like Jazz said, the fold down platform is absolutely fantastic, particularly for swimming, fishing. If you catch a fish on monohulls, and you'll be catching a lot of fish, it can get quite dangerous on monohulls, but with this one we can put it down, halfway down, we can pull fish out. You can wedge them in here if you want. It's absolutely fantastic.
And it's really solid. I was looking at your hinges because I've seen this sort of platform on other boats, and the hinges are usually not as big as that. So that's a really good, strong hinge there.
Yeah, very strong. Nikau has got dual rudders, which is a really added bonus. One, if you're back in the boat, it's just gonna respond amazingly, and just turning, it's fantastic. If you're heeled over on one side, you've got really great control. We've upgraded to the latest Raymarine stuff, except our autopilot, which hasn't skipped a beat, but all of the rest of our Raymarines all brand new. Our chart plotters under here, which is
it's a very good system.
Super handy, and the great thing about this is that most of the time, to be fair, when you're on passage, your autopilot's doing all the work for you. You're sitting there, so you can turn the screen and you can see everything.
That's a great
It's got radar and fish finder and all of the bells and whistles.
Right.
We had a winter in Greece where we did a lot of upgrades in 2018. So yeah, all new Raymarine, new radar, the sonar. We added.
Oh, you have a sonar as well. That's
yeah,
brilliant.
yeah.
I'm kind of techie, so I wanted all of the gadgets, and so we just use these little things for. I mean, that's meant to be a wine cooler, but that's great for all the fish tackle. We've got dive gear under there and dive bottles and snorkeling gear here, and I can show you if you like.
Yes, have a look
So
at all that.
there's plenty of storage.
Oh, yeah.
Spare anchor back up in there.
Yeah.
Some
Second
fuel
anchor.
for the dinghy.
And that's big hatches, so you can access everything, so you don't have
Yeah.
to climb
Yeah.
into it.
We also have the wind. We have this thing here, which you can see.
The wind generator.
It's a duo. It's called a duo gen. So this we just tied it up for today. There's no wind anyway. But so this is wind when you're at anchor or when you're sailing. But we also can swap out the wind blades and put in hydro. So when you are sailing, when you're going through the night, the hydro is really good. It can give us about 10 amps an hour, which is awesome for running all your like chart plotter, your autopilot, all that stuff through the night when you're not getting any sun from your solar. So we got this installed in Europe before we left on our big Atlantic crossing, just because we wanted to have extra power through those big ocean passages. So this actually just drops down into the water and the hydro runs, which is great.
So it gives about
that's
5
so
or
good.
6 knots for 5 or 6 amps for wind,
And about 10 for
10 to even 13 if we're going 8.5 knots, which you often are.
So it
sailing
depends on your
downwind.
speed. So the
good.
power input's exponential.
Yeah.
Like when you add an extra knot of speed, you're almost like doubling your power. So
That is super smart. You normally
Yeah.
see one and the other separated, to have these two in
yeah,
one go.
so it means you can chop and change. It's really easy to switch over.
Yeah.
In the back here, we've got a Rainman water maker and also a whole lot more storage. We opted for a Rainman. It's semi-portable, but it's tapped into a through hull, so it's really easy. It's an Australian design, and the whole idea behind it is that you can swap out any part and get these parts from anywhere in the world, which is really important. All my friends with water makers, they're breaking down all the time.
True.
This doesn't break down. And so
Keeping it simple is always better.
yeah,
That's right. So that's the cruise secret.
this is a great space. So tables, often
Show the other side.
often eating up here.
Thanks, Bella.
You can get a whole lot of people around here. You can
Yeah.
throw some chairs either side and get a stacked load of people.
Yeah, and the upholstery is in really good condition.
Yeah, so we had these made in Sardinia, so this Italian design, and
It's very Italian
they
style.
do things well in Italy. So
Yeah.
we had this done in Italy, and it looks new still.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so all of
Yeah.
our canvas work was done and new sails in Italy. In full disclosure, our bimini and our spray hood is looking a little tired. It's probably got about 2 or 3 years left in it. If I was going to keep the boat, because I'm a bit of a fanatic about aesthetics, I'd probably replace it, but I'll leave that up to the new owners.
It actually looks fine as far as the stitching. It's just mold. The New Zealand winter has done that. But
Yeah,
can be
probably
cleaned.
a good scrub will come up.
Yeah.
And we have 4 solar panels up here.
So
Yeah,
600 watts of solar.
So normally in the middle of the day, we're making about like at least 20 amps that we're putting into.
Again, wow.
Yeah, so
So you don't need a generator.
Well, we have got the generator, and we do use the
you do
generator,
have
but we usually use the generator when we're wanting to do high power things like run the washing machine, make water.
So we do have a 3,000 watt inverter, so we can run everything off
That's
that.
huge.
But
Yeah.
it's just a good idea not to pressure
Yeah.
everything up, and so we do use that generator. We're not really purists in that sense. We use our motor, we use our generator, because they're there.
And because we run 3 fridges.
Three Fijis.
And freezers. I mean,
Yeah.
3 ones are purely we use as a big freezer. Another one we use as a really big fridge, our drop down, which we'll be showing you.
Yeah.
And then we've got a little normal fridge, which we replaced just 6 months ago, so it's brand new. And it has a little mini freezer
Probably
as well.
important to note that I mean, we've set this boat up because we love really remote places. We want to go somewhere for 2 months and not ever have to provision.
Yes.
And so everything has backup systems. So the water maker, for instance, also has a petrol generator that will run it. We've got the generator in case different things go. And we've got a really big alternator on the motor. There's backup systems for Africa because when you're in the middle of nowhere, things will break down, and you need these backup systems.
Absolutely. I know it's great to see how well you've equipped it, because I see plenty of people going around the world. They just go from marina to marina pretty much. So you guys
Yeah.
are completely independent.
Well, we just had a month in the Lao group where there was no shops.
Ooh,
and,
that's the remote as it gets.
we just had an amazing time in the Laos. So
Most
when
beautiful
you're here in
place in the
Fiji,
world.
yeah, make sure you go to the Laos.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll show you downstairs.
Okay, let's have a look. Wow. I just love how they put everything in a way that you get so much space, and yet you have various areas, just dedicated areas. Just love that. You just feel like there is space everywhere. Even the cabins, you don't feel like you're walking straight onto the bed. It's always really nice.
The cabins do have a lot of space. We actually put ourselves in the back cabin because when you're on a boat, you don't live in your cabin, you sleep in your cabin, and so we opted for having the space here. We did look
great
at
space.
some boats with a big stern cabin, but we just thought, no, we want to get as many cabins as possible, and they're really comfy. And like Jazz said, there's
Yes,
plenty of
very
height.
comfy. Queen size bed, easy to get onto, and also good headroom above it.
It's
Somewhere
great
else.
to be in the back cabins on Passage.
Yeah.
My personal favourite room
Oh, me too.
is the laundry.
Look at that, that's so good.
So originally this was a separate shower, which it can still be converted back into a shower, but we chose to install a washing machine because as a liveaboard cruiser, it's one of the most frustrating things
Truth.
when you've got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Everybody's making laundry all the time. So we do use this. We make water with our water maker. We run the generator. I do a load of washing almost every day.
Yeah.
But we just keeps on top of it. And my friends that don't have washing machines, they're just living in salty clothes. Their washing is piling up. Everyone is very, very jealous. And the best thing about this is that you can just shut the door and forget about it.
Yeah.
And you're not looking at it
And
all
I
the
get
time.
clean sheets, which is cool.
Yeah.
The table folds down, and all of
Drops
these
down.
drops down, and this just turns into a giant bed. We've had
Yes,
about
so
20 or about 15 kids all sleeping all over here and that kind of thing. So it's a real fun boat for
Watching
families.
movies.
Yeah.
Because sailing we've been the most social ever sailing. You're just in anchorages all of the time. Kid boats seem to connect together, and
Totally.
so you need
Yeah.
that space.
You can easily fit 12 people around this table for dinner. It means that we're usually the boat that other people come to because we actually have room to have people over, which is really nice. You know?
Yeah.
So lots of storage underneath all of this, which is really easy to get to, and lots of pull-out storage things. If I was to pull up all of that,
There's
all of
storage all
our
in
main
behind,
storage is
yeah.
in behind there, and behind the couches and all of that kind of deal. Our battery bank is under here, so we've got 800 watts of battery. I won't pull it all out.
Oh, and
They're-
it's nice and high. I've seen too many production boats
Yeah.
with batteries in the bilge, and that's
So
just good.
they're
They were new
Really?
only 6 months ago.
fairly brand new. Well, I guess what's else is new on the boat, we've got a brand new sail drive, which is really cool. We've done quite considerable upgrades on the motor. It's pretty much a rebuilt, fantastic Volvo motor.
So it's a Volvo 75 horsepower with a turbo. We had it out of the boat last winter. Had a full overhaul.
Oh, full overhaul,
in
yeah.
New Zealand. We were on the dry dock for the whole of the winter last year, and we replaced the sail drive, we replaced the propeller, we did a full overhaul on the motor and the generator, and so it's an excellent working order.
Look at how clean your Raycor is. I'm impressed. That is brilliant.
It's a turbo, which is pretty cool actually. So it'll when that turbo kicks in, I mean, if we wanted to, we could go 8.5, 9 knots with that.
So what's
but we don't.
So what's your cruising speed?
Our cruising speed, we work out our passages on, is about 6.5 knots.
Right.
But
We often go
the
faster.
reality is we go 7.5 kind of deal. If the
Okay.
wind gets up, we can get up to
And so roughly your
12
range?
knots has been our top
Yeah,
speed.
12 knots. But your range would be roughly?
So on one tank we can go for about a week if I drop the revs down to about sort of 1400 revs. And then I'm pretty religious about giving that motor a good blowout.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do.
Every like 4 or 5 hours, I'll open
Very
it up
good.
because you want to get.
You'd
all
be
of that.
amazed how many people think that they shouldn't be doing this when in fact they should.
Yeah, well, I mean, these
Yeah.
motors should be run at about 2,300 revs. But you know, if you're doing 2 weeks passage and you need to motor for it, you just can't burn up all your diesel. So it is really important to give it a good blowout and get rid of all of
totally
that crap.
varies the temperature.
Yeah, but we generally motor between 6 and 7 knots at around 1,800 revs, and we usually we've got a lot of extra jerry cans. You know, you never want it. You can never have too much fuel.
That's
if you're going
true.
on a big passage, you just want to have more than enough.
Peace of mind.
The aim is to sail, but if the wind drops, the tide's against you, you might want to put those motors on, and you want to have more than enough fuel to get to wherever you're going.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I love your attitude about, you know, giving it a good workout every now and then, because that's the best thing you can do for an audience. So,
Our generator is a little bit older. We bought that second hand, and it's an American generator. It's a Western Baker. I bought it because it's a 6 kilowatt one, so it'll it just
Grunty.
It runs everything easily, including a dive compressor and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
I'll show you that. Sorry, hey.
Right.
So that's that in the end.
Again, easy to access.
It's not pretty to look at, but it works really well.
Westerbeck's a very good brand.
It's a very good brand, and it's a very strong, big generator. It's got the boiler at the back for hot water.
Oh, and it's not stainless steel, thanks God. They always rust otherwise.
And as you can see, there's more space in there for stuff.
Yeah.
And we also replaced the water heater last year. All in here. I'll show you. Would you like to see inside a cupboard?
Sure.
Seems like everyone likes to see inside the cupboard.
It's so tidy. How do you have all these kids on board? It's so tidy.
So yeah, they're quite roomy cupboards. They go a long way back. So you've got hanging and shelves, and each cupboard has a hanging space and shelves, so you can do both.
Yeah.
And also obviously all the shelves. There's extra storage under all the beds. There's quite a lot of storage on this boat.
I love how the windows are placed so you can see out. You don't feel like you're inside a cave in here.
No, it's very light. Everybody always comments on how light it is. And so we've got all the built-in blinds.
Oh, yes.
And the little clips.
Yeah.
And also all the hatches have mosquito screens as well as blinds. So in here, this bathroom is just a toilet. The other two have showers, but I'll show you those as well. But we have little cupboards.
You've kept it so well. It just looks new. It's amazing.
Thank you. Well, when you live on a boat, you want to keep it tidy.
You do.
and
your kids are helping. I can see.
All of these have these so that they can be secure on passage. The toilets are manual, but that's good because it's just less complicated and you can easily get parts. And we obviously have spare parts. While we're talking about bathrooms, I'll take you to the front bathroom and show you how the showers work.
Yeah. Love your galley.
I'll show you my linen cupboard on the way past.
I love this little area here. It's just like another little...
It's the hallway.
Hallway.
So this is my linen cupboard. So we have like towels and sheets, and so we have a special cupboard dedicated just for linen. Which a lot of people don't have, you know, there's no scrambling around under beds.
True.
So in here we have quite this nice large shower room.
This is really big.
So we have these glass doors that fold out. And the purpose of that is so you might have all your toiletries and things set up, and you're having a shower and you don't want all of your things to get wet every time you have a shower. So the glass door folds out. You've got a little shelf for your.
Did you have this installed?
No. This is how the design, the German design. I've got to rate the Germans for their design because the whole layout, the way the boat works, it's really, really
and as you
smart.
said, they are large and very tall people. I mean, they're
so I'm 5'2", in case you're wondering, 5'2".
Here's the headroom.
Yeah, this is made for tall German people. So if you do happen to be tall, and then this can just fold away when you're not having a shower.
Really very large bathroom, and again it's all for cruising, isn't it?
It's probably quite good to note too that you can easily alter this boat around. I mean, it would be a shame because the 5 cabin layout's actually quite difficult to find these days, but You can put a door on here. You can very easily take this wall out in the middle, and then you can do the whole
Yes,
classic owner's
that's
cabin.
right. Yeah, can come off.
And with the ensuite and a whole changing room here, which I'll show you the changing room. Or what it's set up now as, it is a bunk room, but I use it as my workshop. So
Yeah,
give me some grace here when you look
And
at this.
changing room.
So this is basically our dumping room for kiteboarding
Okay.
stuff, guitars, skateboards,
Yeah.
all kinds of things. But there's two, believe it or not, two quite comfortable bunks
Yeah, I
in
can
there.
see. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've seen a video also with you at the beginning when it was still set up as a bunk room.
Yeah.
Looks very comfy.
So it was our son's room in the first season. So this is my daughter's room, Bella's room. So she's got, as you can see, a full length mirror.
Oh yeah.
She's got
Like that.
quite a big seat here.
Yeah.
She keeps under here her sewing machine and things like that. She's got the wardrobe. Everybody's got two upper hatches.
Yes.
Plus
Again,
the
sea
side
lights
window.
And lots of good
And there's another
cross
cupboard back there for these front cupboard
Uh-huh.
cabins. So they've got like 3 cupboards in each room.
She keeps it so tidy. I'm absolutely impressed. I can't say my kids would have been the same. They're pretty good kids, but I mean, there's
Yeah.
no way it would have been that clean.
There's storage under both these beds too.
Yeah, I'll show you. So
Oh
under
yeah,
here,
easy to get to.
It's very easy. You just have a nice light little thing. So we've got some bilge pumps, our spare sails, a storm sail that we've got for the front.
Oh yeah, you've mounted it on a board as well. That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
And we've got a lot of tools that we keep. The spare sails are under here. There's heaps of, as you can see, it's not even full. We've got so much room that it's not even all used at the moment, but it's very easy to get to.
Oh, that's so nice in here.
Yeah, lots of sunshine, as you can see. I probably shouldn't show you in David's cupboard because it's quite tidy.
Oh my
I thought it was going to be really
God.
busy.
Are you sure he's a teenager?
Yeah. But,
Wow.
yeah.
It is great to have all of these hatches and all of these windows.
Yes.
I mean, if you can see the ceiling, it's just littered with hatches that open in different directions, and that's what you want. Like if you're at a marina or something and the wind's coming from a different way, you want that ventilation.
Oh yes, that's a good point.
So I'm the cook, so I'll show you the kitchen, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
And so we've got a brand new fridge in here,
Oh
actually.
yeah. You call that
so-
little? That's a big fridge.
Oh, that's our
That's a very big fridge.
that's our little fridge, and then we've got a drop-down freezer too, which is a little bit iced up.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oven with gimbal,
Double sink,
double sink.
which is very handy.
Pull this little sucker out to get those big pots and
So you
that
can
kind of deal.
change. You can change to a shower
Oh yeah.
or that.
Rubbish bin, and then obviously we've got plenty of storage for cups and spices and all of that kind of stuff.
Might not notice, but these rails are everywhere.
Yes,
so
that's right.
this
We've
is
got great
really
Somewhere to grab
great
everywhere.
when you're on passage. It's possible to cook, you know, like a lot of kitchens, I think, how do people cook in these on passage? But the U shape is really
Yes.
handy because you can turn everywhere you turn, you've got
That's
somewhere
right.
to lean, something
Yeah.
to grab onto. Yeah, the oven's gimbaled. There's lots of storage. There's even like big storage under the floor as well.
And something I've noticed, you'd be surprised, but how many yachts I've seen the fridge and freezers open towards the middle of the boat.
Right.
And so when you're on a tag sometime for weeks on the same tag, you're really scared to open your fridge because invariably
Everything's
it's
gonna
gonna,
come out. Right,
everything's
yeah.
gonna go
No, I
flying
didn't even
out.
think about that.
But
so-
here they've thought about it and they've put it center and facing this way so you can safely open the door.
We've done a few charters on other boats before we bought this boat, and we totally appreciate the layout. The layout of this boat just really works well.
Yes,
There's so
yes.
many things when we go on other boats we're like, oh, that doesn't really work very well, and we just love the way
Bavaria
this is laid out.
makes the most charter boats in the world, so that they're
Yes.
built for
Groups of
kids,
people.
groups of people. They're hardy, they're
And they're
German
wear
made, they're
resistant,
strong.
yeah.
you
They're
know?
very good quality with the materials they've used,
Yeah.
and this boat is now 10 years old, but it's still
Still looking
almost
good.
looking new.
Oh,
because
yes, I agree.
It's good quality
But that's also
materials.
a credit to you, you know, because I mean, look at that. It's
To be
just so
fair,
beautiful.
it did have a private owner, so in Italy when we bought it, but I do know that they put it in charter too to get the tax off. So I don't know how long it had been in charter, but I don't think very long. 'cause
Well,
it's in
that's the
good
thing with
nick.
charter boats over there. They only get used 6 months a year, if that.
Yeah.
So unlike the Caribbean where they get run all the time,
Yeah.
Right.
they're usually in far better condition.
We did have the seats recovered in Greece as well, so this is only from 2018, so it's not so old.
Oh right. Okay.
So a lot of things we've done because we want, we just wanted everything perfect for us. Our dinghy is quite new as well. That was new in 2018, and the outboard motor we upgraded to a 20 horsepower because we've got
Well, we
5
upgraded.
people that we wanted to go fast.
True. Do the
Yeah.
skirting and foiling.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can get all of our dive gear on and all of us
Oh,
and
yes.
get up on the plane.
divers.
And so you can
Yeah.
get, just yesterday we had 4 adults and 4 sets of dive gear, and we're
Wow.
planning for a couple of miles.
So this is obviously the chart
Oh yes, so
table.
the chart table. I'm really impressed. I've never
So
seen
this
it.
is, this is where Josh does all of his editing for YouTube, because we have
Yeah,
a YouTube
you're
channel.
so good at
It's
it.
probably
I'm
good to
jealous.
note too that so a lot of our electrics is Victron, and with Ray Marine they all sort of talk to each other, so you can just download apps on your phone. And so if the weather gets really bad and there's no other boats around, because we've got AIS obviously, I don't let people go up there. We can view everything from down here, and it's just safe.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a brand new VHF that we put in 2018. We have the Iridium Go, which we've wired
Yeah, I love that
outside so it has really good reception.
Mm-hmm.
We have
Vesper AIS.
The best thing, yeah, good one.
we did upgrade to, you can see it in here, the Vesper, the system,
Yeah.
which is the top in the world. One of the best. So we got all of that stuff
agree.
from all of our Ray Marine we got from New Zealand and Vesper.
Yeah,
Under
and
here is our charger inverter. So we've got a big Victron Multi Plus, which is basically
really well
a
done.
charger and an inverter. We have you can see here, charger, inverter, the multi control up here. We have a backup charger as well, which is also Victron. We have the smart charge controllers from Victron for the solar, which means you can look at it on your phone and see what amps you're getting in for the solar panels. Top quality of batteries, AGMs, proper installation from renowned marine professionals. So
we were going to keep sailing to Japan, so this boat is all set
Yeah,
up
that's
for
what I
us.
was thinking. You've done
It was a
such
bit
an
of a
amazing
change of
refit.
tack for us, but
Right.
the kids are ready to hit land again. So
And so the final bathroom is in here. So once again we have a head,
Shower
a
and that
shower
screen.
with the
The screen, yeah.
screen that folds out.
Yeah, nice and roomy. And you can access it from
The bedroom.
the bedroom.
Yeah. So it's like the ensuite, which is why we use this that bedroom in particular, because it has that kind of ensuite option here.
Yeah. And I love all the grab rails everywhere. So
Yeah.
many times you're just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to make my way across in bad weather.
So we've got 6 nice big loom winches, and these are they don't have motors, and so you're going to get nice and strong. It's actually very easy to sail single-handedly actually, so you can do everything here. If you did want to upgrade and put motors in these, there's the space actually below with the screws all ready to rock and roll. But I just
Or you can get an electric winch handle as well.
I like the fitness, and it's
for
never been
sure.
an issue for us. All of the blocks are here. Everything's pretty straightforward as far as sailing goes.
We put labels on everything for ourselves when we
Oh
arrive,
yes, I see that.
so it will be easy for everyone.
Also, your sheets look quite young.
Yes, so we
So all of the
replaced
sheets have been
sheets,
replaced.
along the way. I think we did that in Malta, actually, back in
Oh, those magical names.
2018.
Mostly everything's been stripped out and replaced.
Yeah.
The rigging is Selden, so it's a Selden mast.
Yes.
Selden, this is a gas strut. We replaced the gas in New Zealand last winter too. The whole strut, as you can see, it's really solid, very
Yes.
strong.
It is burned. It's not going to burn.
The sails were new back in 2018.
We've got a new rig report on anything. We've just sailed up from New Zealand, and if you know anything about New Zealand, they have a real rigorous safety
Cat one.
protocol called
The dreaded
Category
cat
1.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
we had to get that.
You're not allowed to leave New Zealand without it getting all checked over. So it's got all of the safety equipment that, more safety equipment than you actually need. We actually pack a lot of it
toughest in
away
the
just
world.
for cruising,
Yeah.
but it's got all of the different bits and pieces
Yeah, I can
around
see.
for all of it.
Buoy, the life raft, the storm sail.
We pack away all of our jack lines for clipping to, and extra
Yeah,
life
once you've
rings, and
arrived.
I don't like all the clutter
We've
around
got
the boat.
all that stuff. We've
Yes.
got the category 1 certificate, we've got a recent rig report, we've got a survey. We had all that done just in April of 2021, just before we left, and we sailed up here to Fiji in May. So everything's been recently checked, and like it's ready to go if you want to
Yeah.
cross ocean.
Just did the
we did the
anti-foul
anti-foul
like
again.
3 months ago.
Yeah.
We did the anti-foul in October 2020, and then again a top up in April 2021. So she's looking spick and span down below as well.
Yeah.
All of the sails we got in Greece from Alpha Sails. The guy who made those, he used to work for North Sails, so he's a fantastic sail maker. They've had 3 years worth of sailing, but they've certainly got a whole lot more sail left in them.
The proper
They're
cruising
not,
sail
they're
as
not
well.
stretched, they're good.
Okay, and as you said, you've got a pull there, so you can pull at the Genoa easily.
Yep, so it's once again
And
it's
it's a Selden?
Selden furling system.
Yeah.
We also have the Selden. This is a pole we got additional in Gibraltar before we were going on our Atlantic crossing, because if you know about crossing the Atlantic, it's all downwind, so we wanted to be able to go wing on wing, which is great for that. So that's what we use this pole here
That's
for.
a substantial furler.
Yeah, and we have in here, this is our anchor locker. This is where we keep all our fenders.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to have ugly fenders tied on board like lots of people do. We've got a lot of room in here. As you can see, there's lots more room.
And your remote for the anchor.
The remote for the anchor.
Another thing I noticed is that your anchor system is very efficient, because you don't have all this. You know how on so many yachts they've hidden the winch into a locker, so it has to do like a 90-degree angle up, then another one 90 degree, then another 90 degrees, and around the roller another 90 degree, and then to the winch and then down. You wouldn't believe how many extra stress you have to do.
And we also replaced the winch motor in 2017 in Italy, so that isn't very old either. So
it's
a
simple
lot
and bulletproof.
There's a lot that we've
The
upgraded.
anchor's slightly oversized, and so we've never dragged.
So is a chain, actually.
As long as you know how to anchor, it's all good.
We
The
also
double
replaced
barrel,
the chain.
is that again something you find on all of these models? Because that's a double barrel, it's really substantial.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And so we've got another anchor there that you could set up there if you want to, but we've never used the other one.
When we bought the boat, it only had 50 metres of chain, so we actually got rid of that 50 metres and replaced with a new 100 metres.
Not joined,
Italy.
solid
You need at
new
least-
100 metres.
Yeah.
So that means that you can anchor
need
in
100.
depths of up to 30 metres
Totally.
because you can put out 90 metres of chain.
Yeah, because
Not-
50, really?
Yeah.
I don't even know everything.
Yeah.
So that's good to know that you can we can anchor anywhere we've been, even the really deep anchorages in the Marquesas. We've been able to anchor with our chain, with our 100 metres of
Continued on from here, Vanuatu is reputable for deep anchorage and the Solomon. Another thing I like is that you've got a manual backup for your winch.
Yeah.
Right.
That's again something that's going missing on many of them, and that's
We've never used it, but yeah, it's there.
It's good to have.
So life raft here for 8 people, and our dinghy just beautifully sits right over all of this and squeezes onto that.
So when we're on
And
passage, we put the dinghy on.
I have a knife there, obviously an emergency, to cut that off and get to the life raft, but everything fits really well. There's covers for the dinghy and for all of the windows if you need to store it.
You can see the domes here.
Protect-
Yes, I can
we've
see.
got covers that have
Protect
made
the windows.
to protect all the hatches when we're not using her.
And then our dinghy's back here.
It's
It's a heavy motor, but we've installed a crane at the back, so it's pretty easy to lift on and off.
It's
very
3.1
good
meters
dinghy.
long, and it easily fits, our family plus extras, and goes really fast. So that's why we got that one.
What kind of engine do you have for it? Is it a
It's Honda.
Honda?
So they're both Honda. The actual dinghy is an aluminium Honda, Honwave, and the motor is 20 horsepower Honda,
4-stroke or 2-stroke?
4-stroke.
Yes, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
I'm not sure
So you
if
just put petrol.
Honwave is Honda actually.
It is.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they
It's a
used to
good
say,
dinghy.
you had to have a 2-stroke for cruising, but not anymore because they're being phased out everywhere. Even here in Fiji,
Yeah.
they're phasing them out, so you're a little bit ahead of your time
So
there.
we
It's
only
great.
need to get petrol for that. We're not having to do a mix.
Yeah, I
with
mean,
oil.
a dinghy is a really important thing to buy. You might
Yeah.
not think it's important, but it's really
I
important.
know, I agree.
And
Cruises.
so I've opted for bigger pontoons because sometimes you're going 5 miles and you don't want to get wet.
Yeah.
And then it's got an aluminium rib with an inflatable bottom, so it's really lightweight.
Yes.
It's easy to get it on and off,
Mhm.
and it's good.
Good choice.
And we have a crane at the back for hoisting up that motor.
Yes, I see that.
And a special board to store it on. So when we're on passage, that's where the dinghy
So you can see-
motor goes.
You can see our solar here, which is still in these front two panels, the last ones to go on. The back two, you can see are slightly discolored, but they're still getting plenty of input.
You got a lot of solar panel surface area.